it's during Virgo season. So we have this full spectrum of dreamy manifestation type of energy, ethereal type of energy, and then we have this attention to detail with the Virgo season. And so as we move into Libra season, we will be seeing and we all will be feeling this need for balance, because right now it's a little broad of a spectrum. And even though it is very dreamlike, it can take a toll on our energy if we're trying to focus on the details and then also trying to focus on our hopes and our dreams. I chose this deck specifically because it is a very dreamlike artwork, but there's an immense amount of detail in these cards. Look at this. They're gorgeous. A lot of detail. So I specifically chose this deck for this season, and this day actually. All right, let's get started. So Gemini's, the first card off of the deck is the Strength card reversed. So with this Pisces full moon, you are really kind of like stuck in your head a little bit. So, and not so much stuck in your head, but there's a little bit of a difficulty in controlling yourself. So there could be words that you're saying kind of out of context. There could be frustrations mounting, and then without thinking, you kind of are spouting off. The reason why I'm saying that is because the Strength card reverse really indicates a temporary inability to control oneself. Okay, it's a fiery energy. It represents Leo. And then again, we have a fiery energy here with the Four of Wands. So despite this, so as long as you're aware of that and kind of wanting to maybe control that a little bit better within yourself, with this awareness, there will be cause for celebration. And we'll be pulling clarifiers on these, because at this stage, I don't really have a sense of if this is a relationship reading. If this is a relationship and love reading for you, then tensions could be running high, but it's not in such a negative sense that it's going to cause all sorts of problems. All right, let's move on. So much red. Three of Pentacles reversed. So again, there's this needing and this urgency to level up, to go to the next level, get promotion. But you're not getting recognized for the work that you're doing. Now, this can be in the workplace. In this card, we have a depiction of a familial unit. And so there could be some things happening in your life where you're really wanting to get the recognition, and that could cause what's causing this frustration over here, but you're not getting the accolades and the recognition that you feel that you deserve at this time. So now this card becomes even more important, because through this, not necessarily at the end, but through this, there will be moments of celebration. There will be something very that will cause a great deal of celebration. And so whether it's your ability to control these matters or how you handle yourself here, it will cause celebration. And this could also be mindset too, really, Geminis, because you really could be wanting to get recognition and maybe saying something maybe a little bit out of turn for your character anyway, although that's not really generally the case with you. But speaking up, letting your emotions flare to the point where you want to say something, may cause this celebration. At least you'll feel that way. So much red. Queen of Wands. This card represents Aries, but the Queen of Wands fights for what she wants. She knows what she wants. She goes after it. She's very proud of herself, extremely capable, very intelligent, and very hardworking. So in terms of material aspects, she has no problem getting what she wants or getting to where she wants to be. In terms of leadership aspects, she is a very hard worker and very capable and optimistic. And so there's this kind of inherent leadership quality about her. So it's I have to pull this because I just want to know if it's red. Okay, I'm like, there's so many fire energies here. Even though this is a pentacle, this is also a pentacle. This is depicted with leveling up. So, interesting reading, Geminis. The Four of Pentacles has to do with retreat, has to do with going within oneself or withholding, maybe withholding money, saving money, pulling away from all of the extracurricular activities that you do, right? All the social aspects, pulling away and going within oneself. So this is kind of the end cap here amidst all of this frustration. Now, we are definitely, this reading is for Libra season. So starting off from this point forward, at least in the first week or so, as we get move towards Libra season, there is frustration. There is feeling like there's the inability to level up. Fearlessness, nonetheless, maybe too much, but when all is said and done, through the midst of this, there will be cause for celebration. This could really be something in terms of celebrating yourself for saying something, celebrating yourself for going after what you want. And then whether you get what you want or not, which I think you will, then we come to this Four of Pentacles where you need to kind of pull in and keep things a little bit of a secret. Now, I like to point out on this card the trail where here, moving towards the mountains, where usually, you don't really, you look up at these mountains, but what this average person is missing is, I don't know if you can see this because it's just so dark and I can't get it to focus, but there's a house up here. So we don't see a trail that leads us here. So you definitely have to be invited and be given instructions. But unless you're specifically seeking something, you're kind of rising above and isolating yourself away from the average scenario, your average person, because you want to have a higher level vantage point and see everything that's taking place before you decide if and when you're going to invite anybody into your space. So not so much secrecy, but just retreating. You definitely are needing some me time. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of perfectionism. And it's kind of taking a toll on you, and you just want to relax and breathe. Okay. Now let's look at these cards. Temperance. Oh, no, not Temperance. The Emperor. Again, Aries. So with all of this fire energy, with all of this Aries type of energy, this is a call to action for you. Now, first of all, there could be an Aries in your life. Okay, point blank, fundamentally, there could be an Aries in your life or someone with Aries-like qualities. Okay, a strong leader, however, a leader with a purpose, a leader with that is extremely principled, strong morals, strong ethics. He or she is the personality or the archetype of someone who is doesn't put up with, what's the word I'm looking for? You have the word, I don't. But this is somebody that doesn't really put up with, here's an example. This is the best I can do right now. I was on YouTube and I was watching a video, and then a suggested video was on this girl, Danielle Cohn, and her boyfriend, who I don't even know his name. And it was just so pointless, right? I mean, their entire, and I watched it for like 10 seconds and I was like, this is a waste of my life watching this. Because there's no foundational reason why they're doing what they're doing on social media. I mean, it's just trying to get famous, trying to get attention, trying to get branding opportunities, and it was really sad to watch it, even though I watched it for like 10 seconds. And then I went to her Instagram. I'm like, who is this girl? And why is she such a big deal? And I looked at her Instagram for like 2.5 seconds, and I very clearly saw the picture of, this is just somebody who's trying to exploit themselves for the purpose of fame and wealth and growth. and she and her boyfriend. And that's the type of energy and the type of archetype and personality that this person does not support. All right, this is the type of person that fights for real development, societal growth, growth within the community, education, right? Safety, ruling the land, right? Governing, strong moral governance. So I'm excited to pull clarifiers on this because I think you're getting frustrated here, Geminis, because I think you're sitting in this space and something is really bothering you with how everything else around you is so unimportant and others place such great importance on it, and you just see the lack of actual value, the lack of principles, and it's really bothering you, and it's also causing you to step outside yourself, really. And so in that alone there is cause for celebration, because you have, just in that awareness and recognition of that aspect, it's cause for celebration within yourself. Like, you've now risen above the day-to-day bullshit that our media society shoves down our throat. Right? I think we're all kind of getting really sick of it. Four of Cups. We have this endless amount of offering. And I said this to Virgos as well. There's this endless amount of just offering. And traditionally, the Four of Cups means love offers, emotional offers, right? People coming towards you. And yes, that could very well be the case in your situation. You may be single and dating, and there's lots of people that are wanting to be around you at this time. If that is the case, you're pretty apathetic to all of it, I think, because you're looking for somebody that has a higher purpose. And if you are already with somebody, you're proud of being with somebody, but still there's this endless amount of bullshit around you, and you're definitely very apathetic to all of it. You're not taking, he's even looking away. I don't know if you can see that. He's down. She actually is down here looking away at the water, focusing on emotions, and there's just like all these things being offered to her, and she's not really having any of it. Doesn't want to. It's not serving an actual purpose, and so she's just ignoring it. And way to stand your ground, way to understand what you are about and what things shouldn't be about, really. And I hate to use the word should because it's all relative, but I mean, really. I'm so annoyed that I spent any seconds watching that crap. And then clarifying your Three of Pentacles reversed is the Seven of Wands. This is definitely you standing your ground, because I think there's an area of your life, and I'm not sure what it is, leave your comments below, but there's definitely an area of your life, Geminis, where you're definitely wanting recognition. And so now your defenses are going up and walls are going up because you kind of are feeling a little bit walked all over. And so your defenses are going up and you're going to start standing your ground, as would a Queen of Wands. And then we have the Five of Wands. So internal battle. Do I have to go along with this incessant BS that is around us all day, every day? How do I, or am I rising above enough? Am I stating my case enough? So these are the types of questions that you're asking yourself, because the Queen of Wands is also a very principled person, but not as principled as the Emperor. Okay, and we're taking gender out of this, so it's not about he and her, but the Queen of Wands energy would fight amongst herself and would spend time questioning these types of things, whereas the Emperor just isn't even it's not even going to be in his periphery at all. He's so risen so far above the day-to-day BS. Strong, strong morals, ethics, and principles. Whereas the Queen of Wands, like, well, okay, it is BS, but maybe I can get mine, right? Maybe I can take advantage of the situation. And, so there's a moral battle going on within you because, yes, you can see this possibility, but then you actually identify with this a lot more. And again, there could be a fiery energy around you. And there's a great deal of respect being built around that person because they too are rising above and not accepting this crap that's being offered to them. It's literal crap. So boundaries are going up, rising above it, and you're kind of second guessing yourself here. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this Five of Wands, Three of Wands. So I like this Three of Wands clarifying that. Again, lots of fire. Because the Three of Wands is really identifying or indicating that you, Geminis, are in fact moving away from the status quo and kind of entering into this realm where you are doing you, you're proud of who you are, what you have become, who you have become, and now you're kind of standing out on this ledge by yourself because when you get higher and higher in the ranks of principles, right, or leadership or within a company, or you kind of will automatically separate yourself from all the other stuff. And so while it can be a little bit of a lonely place, there's this whole other level that you're opening yourself up to. And this card indicates that your ships are coming in. You've done everything you can do. So patience is the name of the game right here. So don't beat yourself up too much. And don't fall back into and take advantage of these things that actually could be an advantage. It could benefit you, but fall back on your laurels, fall back on your principles, and realize that this is a much better place to be, and don't beat yourself up over it. Don't second guess yourself. You're in a new space now. And with this Pisces full moon, this very much has to do with getting caught up in the details during Virgo season, but realizing this whole spiritual side of energy, humanity, the world, biology, and acknowledging all this interconnectedness. There are greater rules, greater karmic rules, greater scientific laws that are at play here. And you're realizing that, and it's separating you and rising you above the rest. And you're having a hard time with it, but you're kind of choosing not to play the game here. And then we have the Four of Pentacles being clarified or answered with the Death card reversed. So Geminis, you're very intellectual. You're an air sign. You know this. You're ruled by your ideas and your thoughts and words, and you know this. And so while this choice to isolate and this choice to pull away from and this choice to sit with what you have, the value of what you have, and I'm not talking about tangible objects, but the value of what you have is becoming of greater importance. Friends, family, community, morals, principles, right? And yes, it can include money, but the value of money isn't being placed on how much you can get and getting caught up in the game. Like the Queen of Wands can get caught up in the game. The Emperor, money is not really any sort of concern. He's more ruling and governance. And so because I think you already are aware of all of this and can really put these pieces together very quickly, much quicker than I can explain it, it's not a massive transformation. That's why the Death card is reversed. It's not calling for you to have a big transformative moment in your life. Okay? But what is bothering you is you definitely want recognition for understanding these laws, understanding these truths, and I think you're having a hard time getting it. So the victory really comes and the celebration really comes in you're within yourself saying, yes, I get this now. I get what this is really about. But you're having a hard time getting recognized for you understanding that because you need other people to understand that within themselves, and then you can relate to each other. So there's a relational issue here with other people that are close to you. So we're going to move into the extended now, but first, in terms of the outcome, let's look at this. We do have at the bottom of the deck the Fool card. And the Fool card is talking about brand new beginnings. So like I said earlier, you are in a new space. You're in a new place now. It's a launch pad to a very new phase in your life that will be a cause for great victory. And it will actually have you'll have a lot of support around you. Oh, sorry. This is the Six of Wands, so this is the card of victory. So a lot of wands, you are taking action based on your beliefs. And it may be a little turbulent initially, but it will prove to be valuable. Okay, and then under that, and I normally don't like to do the 3 underneath that, but we have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is talking about analysis paralysis, and this is very easily where everybody can get caught up in this during Virgo season. So don't allow yourself to be like that, to sit in this space. Don't allow yourself to have these internal battles. Just continue moving forward and be patient with everybody else coming on board.